Unlikely to have made her terribly popular with the human beneficiaries of her will, hotel heiress Leona Helmsley reportedly cut her grandchildren out of her last will and testament in favour of her Maltese dog named Trouble. Yeah, asking for trouble if you're asking me. Leaving $1 million in a trust to a dog led to threats on the poor pooch's life, but with round-the-clock security and being chauffeured around in a stretch limousine, that meant he was safe until he died in 2011. The $12 million inheritance, which was cut down by a judge to $2 million, which is sensible, was converted into a fund to support animal charities. To be honest, it probably should have gone to that in the first place. I think $12 million for one dog is a bit much. The world's most expensive statue might not seem like a terribly exciting purchase for a billionaire, but when you consider that the statue, Alberto Giametti's Man Pointing, was auctioned for $141.3 million, you might get an impression of why they thought it was important. The buyer, hedge fund billionaire Stephen Cohen, added the statue to his collection, which also includes works by Picasso, Monet, Edvard Munch, Andy Warhol, and Damien Hirst, among others, and is worth more than $1 billion. Shame to have all this art locked away in a collection though, eh? Virgin founder and renowned adventurer Richard Branson, that is, he owns a company called Virgin, I don't think he's a virgin, he's got children, etc., is offering the mega rich a chance to blast off into space. Virgin Galactic, again company, is set to allow celebrities the opportunity to holiday in outer space. Stars such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Katy Perry and Angelina Jolie are already said to be signed up to the service, which would allow them to experience weightlessness and the joy of orbiting the Earth. The largest yacht on Earth, the absurdly proportioned Azam, is owned by Khalifa Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates. At 591 feet, the Azam is the longest private yacht and is worth almost $627 million. Of course, the billionaire's yacht race is never ending, and an unknown billionaire has already started work on a new mega yacht which will measure 222 metres and be longer than a cruise ship. It's almost like this one-upmanship is an incredible waste of money and time. Many don't consider the palatial majesty of the Taj Mahal as anything more than a picturesque landmark, but it is without a doubt one of the most extravagant purchases by a millionaire ever. The building, which many believe is a palace, is actually a mausoleum built by the Emperor Shah Jahan for the favourite of his 3 wives. I find it hard to pick a favourite personally. The Taj Mahal took 22 years to complete and today is estimated to be worth around $850 million, although I do still think it's a little bit weird to buy a mausoleum. How could you improve upon having your own personal jumbo jet? Well, you could probably have enough friends to fill it, for starters, but anyway, if you've got all that, then why not gold plate it? Why not? The Sultan of Brunei, who's renowned for having a bit of cash, is one of the richest royals ever to have lived. So yeah, he's known for that. He flies his own gold-plated Boeing 747, complete with gold-plated furniture, solid gold wash basins, and gold panelling and crystal screens just throughout the whole thing. The mega-rich Sultan also has several other smaller aircraft, of course, helicopters, and a collection of over 2,000 cars because, you never know when you might need a new car. That's only enough to have a new car every day for probably about 8 years. Anyway, I think I'll stick to buses in the London Underground, because I think it's all a bit crass, isn't it? Lanai Island, an incredibly beautiful part of Hawaii, is owned almost entirely by the billionaire owner of Oracle, Larry Ellison. He purchased 98% of the island in 2012 for a fee believed to be between $800 and $900 million, so that's quite a bit of cash. He's said to be ploughing a further $800 million to improve the infrastructure of the island, bringing his overall investment in Pineapple Island to well over $1 billion. It's calling it Pineapple Island. I'm kind of down with that, can't lie. The ultimate vanity purchase for any billionaire, of course, is a football club. And over the last decade, the world has seen an influx of billions of dollars being poured into clubs right across the world. Of course, the Emirates' ownership of both Manchester City and PSG gets a huge amount of coverage as they lavish billions on the world's top talent, But it's Roman Abramovich's Chelsea who are the archetype of the billionaire-owned football club. Bought by the Russian oligarch in 2003, the club have gone on to win 13 major trophies, including the UEFA Champions League. Worth between $1 and $2 billion, the astronomical construction costs of Antilia, which stand on one of the most expensive streets in Mumbai, are by far and away the most expensive home on the planet. With 27 floors and a height which would be equivalent to most 60-story buildings, it's one of the most astonishing residential constructions on the planet. With incredibly fast lifts, private parking, private living, a 6-story car park, 3 helipads, a private theatre, and even a room which simulates winter because, why not? Antilia is undoubtedly the most lavish private residence in the world. But incredible wealth doesn't come close to what renowned aviation pioneer and aerospace engineer Howard Hughes had. The enigmatic subject of the film, The Aviator, spent the last 10 years of his life hopping from hotel to hotel. He bought the Desert Inn and made it home before going on the ultimate billionaire's spending spree, buying up casinos, hotels, and other properties until he basically owned the whole city, attempting to turn it from Sin City into something a bit more upmarket. Initially staying in the Desert Inn, Hughes refused to vacate his room and instead decided to purchase the entire hotel. That's one way to get around it, I suppose. He extended his financial empire to include Las Vegas, real estate, hotel, and media outlets, spending an estimated $300 million and using his connections to take over many of the well-known hotels, especially the organised crime-connected venues, and he quickly became one of the most powerful men in Las Vegas. He was instrumental in changing the image of Las Vegas from its Wild West roots into a more refined cosmopolitan city, even though now obviously it's kind of refined cosmopolitan trash.